Hey there, and welcome to Home Reno Inspiration, where we inspire you to upgrade and fix your own home. Look, I get it. Sometimes you need professionals, but for most stuff, you can probably do it yourself. All you need is a little knowledge and inspiration, and you can do the job right too. So you've decided to do your own electrical work, and you need to know some basics. Perfect. Just so you know, I'm not an electrician. I don't do this every day. I'm a homeowner, just like you, trying to get my electrical work done. This is part one of Electrical Basics, the electrical code, where we will ask 6 super basic overview questions. In part two, we'll actually start talking about wires. Let's get started. Question number 1. Hey, Home Reno Inspiration. If you're going to be explaining electrical wiring, what authoritative source will you use? Well, I'm glad you asked that question. In North America, we've all adopted the NEC standard, the North American Electrical Code. In the US, each state maintains a standard and may make local amendments. In Canada, it's the same. Each province publishes their regional standard with local amendments. Wherever you live, reference a copy of your local code. You can buy this manual for about $200, or for free, you can go to your local library. Though it's likely reference material, so you won't be able to borrow it from the library. I'll be quoting directly from my local code manual. Question 2. Am I even allowed to do this work? I'm not an electrical contractor either. And what about permits? Do I need a permit? Well, let's look at the NEC code manual. I won't read it. Some of these entries are quite cryptic, and I don't know about you, but sometimes I need to read them really slowly to fully understand them. If you want to read it, simply pause the video and take your time to read it. That should be much easier than trying to listen to me while I'm reading what I'm already showing you. I'll simply paraphrase the code manual instead, which should be much easier for you to follow. Now let's look at the code. Section 2-004, Permit, states, yes indeed, an electrical contractor or others responsible for the work must get a permit, which implies that anyone can do the work. Question number 3, how much are the fees? Section 2-008 talks about fees. While they don't state the fees here in the code, when I looked into getting a permit from my local electrical authority, they posted a list of fees and a minimum charge of $79. The requirement was you fill out a form detailing the work you'll be performing, pay your fee, and you'll receive a permit. This permit is then posted on your job site before work commences and for the duration until you receive a passed inspection. Then you can take the permit down. What about if you live somewhere else? Let's say California. In Cali, your electrical authority is by city. For Los Angeles, for example, go visit here. And what about New York? I think it's over here. Anyway, that's the idea. Determine who your regional electrical authority is based on where you live and pay them for a permit. Question number 4. How will I know I've done enough and I'm ready for my inspection? Looking at the code, section 2-012 states, basically all the electrical wiring must be completed before anything is concealed. Then you schedule an inspection. So if you have switches or receptacles or lighting that needs to be installed, you install them. You don't leave wires just kind of hanging out. The wires need to be connected to something. Question number 5. What happens if I fail my inspection? Well, section 2-020 details reinspection. Your inspector will detail the corrections that need to be made. You fix them, then schedule another inspection. Likely, there'll be another fee. Question number 6. Is it worth it to get a permit and inspection? This isn't covered in the code, so let's think about it. First of all, by not getting an inspection, you're contravening the electrical code. In fact, my local electrical authority has a hotline to report work that is not permitted. Further, permitted. Further, your work won't be inspected. Is it safe? Maybe, maybe not. What happens when you go to sell your home? Real estate agents will be examining your property. They will know when changes have been done. They keep track of all properties in the real estate board database system. In my area, it's called TREB, the Toronto Real Estate Board, and all properties listed for sale are there. Sure, they could also be listed on websites like Zillow or Realtor.com or Redfin or whatever, and all of those sites those websites also list all properties in the local real estate board database. Why? Well, because for decades, that was the place to sell your home. Take Toronto as an example. The MLS, or Multiple Listing Service System, was established in 1944 with a paper system. 20 years later, in 1974, the system was computerized. For older and bigger cities like New York or Los Angeles, I'm sure their systems predate even this. So, what do real estate agents know? Everything. They know when your house was last sold, at what price, how many bids, how many times the deal didn't close, the property tax value, if it was a foreclosure, everything. You can't trick them. They are sharks at the top of the food chain. How do you want the real estate agent to characterize your property to interested buyers? As the handyman special, where they'll knock the price down thousands to perhaps tens of thousands because nobody knows what happened in your renos? Or do you want to be able to present past inspection certificates for all the electrical work and any other work that's been done, receipts for work contracted out, and tell the real estate agent to stuff it? For my house, we paid a company to redo our shingle roof. I have an invoice and a warranty for that. We installed a new front door. I have a receipt for that. We upgraded appliances and we upgraded electrical with permits. All of this adds value to my home and turns our handyman special into a pro reno upgrade. If any real estate agent challenges me, I present the proof. That is a much more powerful position to be in, where you can demand more money for your property. Now, if that reason isn't good enough, let's think about it from a completely different point of view. Let's say you have a fire. The fire department must investigate the cause of the fire for your insurance company. If they discover electrical work not done to code and can tell this work was performed after the builder built your home, your insurance company may decide to ask you to provide proof of permits, or they may ask the local electrical authority if any permits were issued. If no proof exists, the insurance company may decide to forfeit your claim. Then that $79 charge doesn't look so expensive compared to your house currently being valued at $0 by your insurance company. To sum up, for all my future videos, I'll be referencing the electrical code directly, not a handbook or some other interpretation of the electrical code. Sure, handbooks are great, and they help to make the electrical code easier to understand, which is exactly what I'm trying to do in my videos. And in addition to that, I'll present the code, because to your inspector, that's the bottom line. One final note. Remember, all of these requirements in the code detail minimum requirements. If you're just following code, you're doing the absolute minimum. Will I be doing the minimum for my house? Hell no. I'll be making sure I meet the minimum requirements, and in addition, I'll be using my best judgment to improve my implementation to make sure I don't have any future problems. I care about my home. I want to do a good job. Likely, I'm more motivated to do a good job than any electrical contractor I could hire. Why? Because I don't feel the same constraints on my time. I'm not trying to get 3 jobs done this week. I'm just trying to get the work done for my home as quickly and as good as I see fit. If it takes a little more time to do a better job that looks better or gives me more features, or if I find problems because previous work was done half-ass, I'll fix it. I'm totally cool with that. I'll just do it. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Tell me what you think in the comments below.